Hey everybody, Literary DM here, just coming at you at the top of the episode just to say thank you for sticking around. It's been a very long hiatus, and we understand that. We're glad that you're here and keeping up with Revenants Wake. Just wanted to give a little bit of update because there was such a long time period between the last time we recorded an episode and between this most recent one, the one you're about to see. Well, we kind of had to adjust the story a little bit because, well, obviously some plot hooks and concepts and even ideas kind of got lost in the shuffle thing just due to the passage of time. So this session is a bit of a soft reboot of the campaign, where everything that came before still happened. Some plot points are just being wrapped up rather quickly, so that way we can create new ones in order to basically recreate momentum for the rest of this campaign. So if you saw everything else prior, don't worry, all that still matters, but we are creating a new point for us to continue the campaign and continue Revenants Wake. Again, thank you all so much for understanding. We're glad to be back into it, and I'm glad to be in a healthy state to be able to continue it. Thank you. When last we left our heroes, 6 months ago in real time, our party is in high mood, as currently an illness is spreading across the town. It's known as an infernal sickness, as inferred by Revenant by his mysterious book. The party has been investigating, finding that it has been as a result of imps and mysterious vials that they carry that have been infecting various sheep, causing it to spread, which the illness itself, resulting in people turning to things known as lemurs, low-ranking infernal demons. From there, the party being charged by Thalos Greer to investigate, waiting for a possible cure arriving from Harper's within the coming day or so. Our heroes have decided to sleep at the Rising Moon Tavern. There, the following day, they would continue their investigation while keeping watch over one another, as a mysterious figure has made an appearance twice, spotted by the druid Rosa. And so we pick up. As evening falls upon High Moon, it is currently a clear sky, maybe some clouds off in the distance. The moon is currently full, casting its light down upon Toril. Some light is cast into your rooms as you have taken rest for the evening. Guards are patrolling, as you can see the various torch lights being cast into the street alleyways. And so, what do you all do?
Well, it's so good to see the guards roaming the streets, man. They are really high quality in this town, Zach, don't you think?
They're
I was
super
wondering if you remembered that detail about him.
super alert.
Oh my gosh.
They always do a good job.
What you doing in this room, Alizé?
Just adding to the conversation.
Oh, did you just
Poke your
drop
head
it
in
in?
really quick.
Did we decide on watch orders and stuff?
I don't
I mean-
think. I
Let's
don't.
have Alizé and I first.
No.
There you
Well, I
go.
guess in the separate rooms, yeah.
I mean, I'm just in a trance if I'm doing my rest, so.
Yeah, you guys all agreed that Gideon could get some sleep. Because I'm the only one that has to fully sleep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, true. Yeah.
rocking in a party of elves.
We're all waiting for him to wake up. God.
Yeah, I mean, are we doing 2 per watch, or is it just 1?
That's entirely up to you. In terms of this, you could definitely break it up to like 2-hour shifts with 4 people. That is totally doable. So the big thing is that you are at least in a trance for 4 hours as an elf, and then like you still have like 4 additional hours, more or less, where you're not doing much, waiting for Gideon.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know, like, Rezavan wanted help with his book. So,
Yep.
Rosa would be willing to do that for a watch.
Yeah, and so do you want to take the first one, and then I'll take the second, Rach? If you're
Yeah,
helping.
I'll take the first with Rezavan. Yeah. That's
Cool.
I'm gonna do a good job of just sleep for a while. I'll take the 4th.
Is it alright if I watch you while you sleep? It is new to me.
Well, you know what? What
right
is
in.
that right? Sure. Just don't make it weird.
Is that weird?
It could be. Some people think it is. But I don't think it is in this instance. I understand where you're coming from. But
Thank you.
in most terms, yes, it is deemed weird.
Oh,
Not to make you feel weird, but just to let you know in this setting. I feel I need to be blunt about these things. I remember a few times figuratively doesn't work with you.
so I can watch you sleep, or
Sure,
not?
yeah, of course. I don't think it's weird in this instance, yes, but do not make this a common practice without their, consent.
I will always ask if I can watch someone sleep.
Very good. Consent is key in the eyes of the law.
You hear that, Edward Cullen? Always ask.
Oh, we're right into it, folks. All right.
It's like we haven't even taken off a week.
All right.
I knew a creepy lad back in the day named Edward.
Oh, right. Yeah, he was a serial one there. A weird accent trip, but all right. Gideon Blanc, there it is. Sometimes it just, try to mimic you. It's a neurodivergent thing I just found out about.
Oh.
All right.
Heard a bard talk about it. His name was TikTok.
So, as we're kicking up with the first watch, that would be, looks like Rosa and Rezavan, it looks like. All right.
Yes.
So with that, go ahead and make perception checks.
A 14.
That you watching, Gideon, with the 14?
Just, I'm picturing something like suddenly it becomes like one of those really detailed drawings from like Ren and Stimpy, and it's just like of Rezavan just staring at Gideon.
Are we both? Where are we? Where are we?
Yeah, so you're helping with so if Rosa wanted to help with the book, where would you both be meeting up for that?
Probably downstairs,
Okay,
so we could have easier access to the ground level, I guess.
perfect.
Because there's windows and stuff, so like we could look out the
Street
windows
level.
and
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's perfectly fine. It's a rather the tavern area is rather empty. Seems to be basically almost like an elderly man over in the corner behind the bar, opening up a book. Long, straggly gray hair, some missing teeth, just over there in the corner. Just, if you need anything, just let me know and I'll get you something.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I got a 19 for perception, by the way.
Okay, perfect. So, as you're currently in this area, some slight dim light, almost embers casting from the fireplace with little candlelight, providing additional assistance for reading and things like that. You don't really see anything of note outside the occasional torchlight peeking through the tavern windows on the bottom floor.
Okay, so you wanted help with your book? What do you want help with specifically?
How do I become a better follower of my god?
Oh, I mean, we can look and see. You think there's something about that in there?
I think there is a lot in this book. I just don't know it yet.
How much have you read of it?
I tried to read a lot, but there are many pages, and the words sometimes don't make sense.
They don't make sense?
Yes.
Like, just like terms you don't recognize or something?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I could see if there's like a section or something.
So I'll look and see if there's a section for what he was saying. She's sort of like a little confused because I think the last time there was the sickness info, and then he's like, "This is where you could stab people really good." So she's sort of like, "I don't really know what's gonna be in here, but
I do like the chart for stabbing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you
That's
do
probably
see
really helpful.
that there is actually like specific charts for like human, elf, halfling,
For other
dwarf,
races.
and there's like different like it's almost very much it's very much drawn like one of like Da Vinci's drawings showing the different proportions of man and things like that, and there are different areas for showing like stab here better, vital organs and things of that nature. So it does exist.
yeah."
As far as which can also be used for like medical purposes, but as far as things regarding how to be a better follower of Naralis, go ahead and make a general religion check to see if you're able to find something within this book.
Oh no, I didn't roll very good. Yeah, like an 8.
An 8. This is a very interestingly written book. It seems to, at times, be written almost like a textbook. Then other times written like it's a storybook. Then other times almost written like a play. And then even the shifting of the writing shifts at times where it goes like right to left and also like up and down almost. This is at times almost seems like mad scribbles. There's a very strange aura about this book that's unlike anything you've seen.
Whoa.
And she's just like sort of like squinting at it and like flipping through the pages. Like she's like taking one page and looking at it and then like flipping back and comparing it, like going from like, side to side.
This might take me a little longer to decipher what this is about. No wonder you're confused reading this, honestly.
I appetize your health. Oh,
Appetite? Appreciate?
oh, yes.
Thank you.
Appreciate.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm sorry I don't have anything right now. I might need to, like, spend some real time with this. Because, like, look, this section, and I, like, flip to it, like, that's like a play. Like, have you ever been to a play?
Like, with toys?
No, like, when people are on a stage performing, like, a story.
So a book on stage?
No, it's like if you and I each had, like, we were both reading from this, and we both had, like, different things we were saying on a stage, and everyone watched. I think it'd just be easier to, like, show you one at some point. But anyway, what I mean is that there's a lot of different, like, types of categories it's broken into that usually books don't do that. Usually they're just one thing, but this is a bunch of different things sort of all like smushed together.
Interesting. I
What
do
did you
like
s-
looking at the pictures.
Yeah, I mean there's a lot of pictures in here too, which is kind of different, honestly. Where did you say you got this?
This is from where I am from.
Are all your books like this?
Some are. There were
Maybe you-
many books. I didn't get to read many, but there were pictures that were nice in some of them.
And you can you read?
A little, yes.
A little. Okay. Okay. So maybe this is just the style that books are written where you're from, maybe?
Maybe.
Okay. So, I don't have anything for you now on Following Your God. I'm sorry. I might have to get familiar with the style.
Thank
like
you for
learn it.
trying.
Oh, you're welcome.
It is very
actually-
nice of you.
Oh, yeah, I'm happy. I like this stuff. Books are great. So is learning.
Yes, I want to learn.
I have something if you want. Right now.
Yes.
You know your stabbing pictures that you like?
Yes.
So I'll like flip back to them. You could use these for like medical charts too and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. It has multiple uses.
Show me.
Sure. So she'll like go through some of her kind of like little first aid, like what she uses on, like if a villager's sick or like a sheepy is sick. And I guess there's probably no sheep charts, but you know what I mean. The same thing.
Yeah, they're close enough in biology.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rest of your watch goes largely without incident, outside of the occasional guard coming in and checking on with the innkeeper to make sure everything's going great. Then they walk on out, give a little nod to you, and Yep. Oh.
I do think too throughout the watch, Rosa would like stop her lesson, get up, and go check both the rooms, and like come back down. Like she seems to have a little routine going on. She may even like poke her head out the windows, like she does it maybe every 10, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Again, the bedrooms, everything seems to be going rather still. Yeah.
I would say when you listen in at Gideon's door, there's a bit of definitely sounds like he's going through like more nightmares.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably would have gone around as well and taken a moment to stand in the corner with his pure black eyes and stare at Gideon as he sleeps.
This is nightmare fuel.
Very
This
glad
sounds
Gideon's not
actually like the nightmare I had a few days ago.
Gideon wakes up to demon paralysis, just looking at him like can't move. Oh my god!
It's Resonant the sleep paralysis demon.
No,
Rosa had
Gideon-
like gone to like Alizé's room, and then she realizes Resonant isn't with him, and then when she comes back, she just sees him like in the corner, like, wow, what are we doing?
He
I'm
is
just-
twitching. Why is he twitching?
Yeah, he definitely looks like he's like pained and like kind of like fighting something in his sleep.
Medical chart.
Oh, that's sad, actually. I think he's having a nightmare. That's what people do when they sleep sometimes.
I remember we talked about that.
Sometimes it helps to like go be like, like I don't know if like Gideon's the type where if I tried to like pat his shoulder or something, if he'd just like punch me in the face. That's like a reflex that fighters have sometimes.
I will try it. And I'll go and I'll even try to like calmly stroke his head to see if it helps relieve it at all.
Dear Lord.
Your call, Mike.
I'm doing it.
So I can already roll to see how well he's doing, and he's not doing well.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of a few passive things you'd also pick up on.
Hmm.
I think when you get closer, there's a bit of a heat as well to him. That seems to kind of radiate away, and there's a little bit of beads of sweat on his skin. But when you actually physically touch him, there's a small, brief glow behind his eyes of red, and his hand will like come up and like instantly grab at your throat before he like kind of wakes up, and he'll like release. Goes, oh, I'm sorry there. Are you all right? You're Gideon. You all right? That word anymore. You okay?
Whoa.
Yes, I am. Are you okay?
Sure. Just another bad dream.
I'm sorry.
Right.
Rosa starts to like creep out.
Well then, company was not expected.
I'm so sorry. She like closes.
No, it's fine. We just did not win anything. Boomer. It was everything all right?
You were having a nightmare. I just wanted to help.
Well, I appreciate that. Is more of a common occurrence. Sure, I'll be all right.
Do you ever get good nights of sleep?
Less and less it seems these days. Not really as much.
Does anything seem to help?
That's a funny question. Haven't really tried anything. Honestly, I don't really mind it in some ways.
I am not the best, but I could play my bone flute for you and see if that helps.
Well, if you ever did want to practice it while asleep, you're more than happy to go ahead and see if it does aid anything, but you don't need to go out of your way to do it. I don't mean to be a burden to you all.
You are not a burden. You are my friend.
I appreciate that. And again, I'm sorry for grabbing you like that. I was a little startled, I guess.
It is okay. I do not mind.
That being said, I do think of you as a friend as well. If I ever do anything like that to you, just know it's never on purpose.
I feel the same way.
I'd like to go back to bed now, if you don't mind.
Would you like me to try?
Well, why not? Be a nice little lullaby.
All right, Mark.
So I'll just sit in the corner and play the flute and see how that goes.
Performance check. Let's see how it goes.
So, with how this will play out, I'm proficient with the flute,
Yes.
but my performance does not have proficiency. So
You will have
just
proficiency.
add that into this?
Yep.
Okay. That will be, let's see, that's +2, +1, so 20 total.
Hey, okay. So I imagine even with Gideon, there's probably still like the idea of bone flute, probably a little unease, especially coming out of a nightmare. But as Revenant starts to play, there's a sweet yet haunting undertone. It's very much almost like the melody that like Mr. Tumnus when he played his pan flute. It's very much in like that tone, where there's almost two pitches going at the same time, but they're complementing each other in a very haunting yet soothing melody. You're both shocked, but it is a nice gentle lullaby.
I think
Like a lullaby and eulogy song mixed together into one.
Like a dirge almost. Yeah.
Yes.
Beautiful. Yeah, he surprisingly actually does slip back into sleep pretty quickly. Unfortunately, I did roll another 1 on his wisdom saving throw. So the nightmares do return, though. You can see him fighting them again, but he does seem to be very at peace at least the beginning of it.
Perfect. Yep. And it's a good thing you rolled that one because Gideon, as you get put into this sleep, the soothing sounds of Revenant's bone flute echo in your subconscious, and you are quickly lulled. But then suddenly your eyes awaken, and what you once remember falling asleep in a moonlit room with the sounds of a bone flute, you wake up and you find yourself in a barren wasteland with ruined trees around you, pitched black, almost as though they've been scorched by fire. Above him, you see stars. Clouds passing by, maybe it's smoke, you can't tell. But then you notice that 5 of those stars, 5 specifically, go crashing out of the sky into the far-off horizon. What do you do?
Is this a nightmare dream that he's used to, or is this like different than what he normally?
It has aspects of familiarity, but this definitely feels new.
I think in this sort of moment, he would probably look around to the nearest one that had fallen and start heading that way.
Perfect. You start making your way again. Just the land is covered in what looks like complete ash and dust. More barren trees scorched by fire. And eventually you look off and you do see what looks to be skeletal remains, or at least a single skeleton off in the distance.
Any sort of kind of looking around, any sort of monsters or cause of this?
Make a perception check.
Perception. That's a 0. 11.
11. None that you can see.
I guess I'll just slowly approach the skeleton.
Perfect. As you do, the species is hard to tell, but it does appear to be like at least a medium-sized creature, at the very least, upon just initial glancing without further inspection. And as you're approaching, you do hear a muffled...
Was it a word or just like
a muffled phrase echoing, almost omnipresent.
It's odd. I'll just continue going up and hello. I'm sorry, I can't quite understand what you're trying to say, my friend. I'll kind of creep up, trying to see if there's anything identifiable in the skeleton.
Yeah, make a medicine check.
And again, nothing to add. Woo! 11 it is.
Again, the ash and dust just seem to be covering it so much that it's hard to tell exactly species, gender, anything along those lines. It's very challenging. And as you're investigating... excuse me. You do... one of the phrases does start to become a bit more clear. You hear almost like a woman's voice. Free us.
Do I recognize that voice?
Yes, you do.
You know there's no freeing you for what I've done. Sorry.
Light does start to emerge. Figure appears human. Trust them. And you see 3 shadowy figures appear. One looks to be a druid, another a ranger, and another more rogue cloaked. You recognize them as your current companions, though they still appear like shadows.
I do trust them. I can't let them burn the way you all did. Kind of falls to his knees at the skeleton. I miss you.
Trust them to free us. And with that, you hear a monstrous roar echoing. And your dream ends. Alize, it's your watch.
Yeah, so she's gonna get up, and I mean, it's only been 4 hours, so
give or take, yeah.
Yeah, so she'll go and, you know, are the other two still looking at the book and stuff?
Even if Rezavin's like upstairs, Rosa has probably gone back downstairs, and she's like has this like anxious energy of like she's anxious, but she's trying to pour into figuring out this book, and like there's like 3, 4, 5 pages of notes that she's like writing different things, like trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So she's
and
like
Resin
really
probably
into
is
it.
like down looking out the window or something. He'd be up and down kind of after
Okay. She's-
Gideon fell asleep.
Yeah, she's just gonna come and be like, "Oh, lass, what are you doing there?
Huh?
Looking over the book?"
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Yeah. Yep. It's a weird book.
Seems to be a lot in there. Are you looking for anything? And she's kind of looking at the papers, and she's like, "Super particular?"
At this point, I'm just really intrigued. So, like, I just want to figure this entire thing out, to be honest.
Well, that's fair. Well, I'm awake. If you are feeling tired or anything.
Oh, yeah, I guess I should. Yeah, okay. Rezavin, can I keep all my notes in your book, or do you want me to not, and I can keep them somewhere else?
You can keep them in the book.
Okay. That way, if you want to look at them, then you can.
Yes.
Can I take a look
Good.
as well? Just for fun. Now I'm intrigued.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make a religion check.
Okay. Well, I'm asking Rezavin for permission first. Since this book. I think she's
Yes.
already looked through it,
You
but
can look at my book.
thank you. Alright, let's try to take a crack at this. It's a 1.
This is so confusing.
Even worse than what Rosa is able to tell. We're right on brand, folks. Dia's rolled her first one of the night. We're back. We are back.
I also rolled the first one the first time. I'm not using those dice. I'm using my Feywild dice now.
Watch
Love it.
Gideon get a natural 20 trying to read it, be like, this is...
No, I only balance mark out, so that's between you and Rachel.
That's fine. That's fine. I got a -2, but I got a natural 20 though.
I love it. So, yeah, it's even worse. You can't make heads or tails of it. Nothing that you're necessarily familiar with, so it's even more of a challenge.
She's just gonna keep pretending that, like, as she's flipping these pages and going, "What the F is this?"
Cassie, look, the text here is sideways. Over here's a play. Over here is a storybook time.
I like the
I mean,
pictures.
it's
Not,
fascinating.
it is, yeah. You know, I've seen a lot of tomes, even in the Feywilds, with a lot of up and down, left and right, and I can't take diddly squat from this, but, you know, you keep trying to take cracks at it and learning.
We'll figure it out, Resvin. I'm determined now.
Thank you.
Alright, I'm gonna try and trance. This will be fun.
Go upstairs.
Perfect.
You start tramping backwards and up and down.
So, Rezavin, are you staying down with everybody else, or are you heading up back to your room and staring at Gideon?
I can trance up by Gideon, I guess,
Okay.
and start doing my rest if Alice is okay.
Yeah.
On her own.
Perfect. So, as you are currently down in the bottom floor area, Alize, go ahead. Again, that overnight innkeeper seems to be at behind the desk. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Okay, we're using a different die. There we go. You said perception?
Yep.
Okay. 21.
21. Okay. So, as you are currently going up, looking out the various windows and things of that nature, you look off in the distance, and you swear at one moment you see movement on top of one of the rooftops across the street.
Okay. You said that the barkeep is in there?
Yeah, he's an elderly man, wild hair, kind of some missing teeth. He just seems to be more of a holding down the fort type of person.
Did we get his name before? I feel like...
Not this one, no.
Okay. Sir, I have a query for you.
Yes.
Have you had a lot of reports of strange people or do the guards make a habit of going roof to roof during the evening?
Well, can't necessarily say that any guards go from roof to roof. Only ones would be on top of any rooftop wouldn't necessarily be, well, we don't have any walls either, so can't necessarily say that. But only ones would probably be on any rooftops would probably be near where the Lord makes his little home up in that tower of sorts. But as far as anything else, there has been more consistent godship going around, but that's all just because of the illness spreading and also various activity outside of High Moon, all that information. So just keeping watch.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna keep watching. I just saw a figure move. It's hard to see sometimes at night. I'm just checking in to make sure it's not like overly suspicious. If it could be a guard or something.
Oh, you don't need to make any mention about me and having trouble seeing at dark. I barely see any good in the light.
Yeah, old age hits you like a truck or like a cart. There you go.
Yeah, a truck cart, exactly. One of those really big ones. 16-wheelers being run by a bunch of Clydesdales.
Where I'm from, the big carts, yeah, they're like big car train things, and they'll blindside you.
I think I saw that happen to one of my friends once. It was quite a grisly sight. Don't wish to see that again.
Yeah, you don't want to. And they're transporting things like carnivals and sorts, so they need to be bigger.
Oh, I don't go to that. I heard about someone going missing once. That wasn't good.
They're a lot of fun and dangerous, but...
Oh, yes. But yes, thanks for letting me know. I'll go ahead and keep an eye out for the best as I possibly can. I imagine you'll probably be able to keep a better eye out, considering, well, you can probably see better in the dark than I can, miss.
That's fair. She'll give him a little cheeky wink and keep watching.
He gets back to his reading.
Okay. I'll keep watching. And I'll probably go just outside of the tavern doors, or the indoors too, and kind of just look around a little bit. I'm not gonna go across the street, I'm just kind of going around and just doing a little check, but I'm gonna try to make it look like I'm just looking at the stars and, kind of acting a little less coherent, maybe snagging like a mug or something and making it look like I might be a little tipsy or something, but kind of feigning, putting on a little...
I'll say... Yeah, performance check it would call for here.
Okay. Ooh. Oh, right. I'm not Demi. I was like, ew. Not a bard anymore.
Level 1.
The thing is that Alize was originally built as a bard.
Right.
So in my head, it's going to take a little time to get the ranger thing. That's fine. That's the 12, though.
12. Yeah, you're able to put on, like, a decent enough of a performance to where some of the guards do kind of do a little side-eye every once in a while, but then keep on walking because there are more pressing matters than another drunk out on the street for right now. Because you're also not causing a lot of ruckus, so they're not going to really pay all that much of mind just yet.
If there's guards, though, I think she'll inquire kind of like with the barkeep too and just be like, is there I saw something across the street on the roof. Are you patrolling the roof?
Well, the roofs are more slanted. We try to keep keep an eye out for things of that nature, but as far as walking up there, it's not necessarily the easiest thing to do in this armor, let alone get up there.
Oh, well, there's something over there. I'm not actually drunk, I'm just pretending. There was something over there, though.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. 16?
16. They give a little side eye and just go, right. Well, we'll definitely take note of that, and we'll keep you alerted of everything. Thank you for your information, citizen.
You're welcome, guard. Goodbye.
That they also, I just realized I was doing the Oblivion guard voice. But anyway, they'll keep on walking down with that. And as your shift is coming to an end, Revenant, you're kind of in your trance, ever so slightly, just noticing Gideon shifting back and forth in his stupor. Then, as you are in this trance, suddenly a chill enters the room. And there's almost a cloud of fog on the base, covering the floor. You feel something's calling to you.
What is it? What is it saying?
And as you kind of look around, you look to the door. A figure, cloaked in shadow, but with the hands of skeletons, and face is without form beneath a massive hood. Seems to be, as you gaze into this hood, it seems to be almost like looking into the abyss. And the chill comes denser and denser. And Gideon, you're kind of feeling this too in your dream, as even when you're sleeping, you can kind of tell when temperatures drop ever so slightly. You just hear the figure, Revenant.
Yes.
I come.
Is this familiar at all, or is this like very odd to me?
This is,
I guess,
odd.
vibe check it.
Yeah.
What's the vibe?
Yeah.
I check.
Vibe check. This is very strange. Even for you, it's hard to tell what this figure is right now. But
Okay.
The followers will soon make a move again upon you.
Who are you?
A messenger from Narlis.
Ooh.
Followers? Who is that?
Those that oppose him.
Is there anything I can do to prepare?
He slowly lifts, or this entity, I should say, slowly lifts their cloak with a bony finger, points to your book. They seek that which you carry. Trust your companions. They can protect you.
Thank you for telling me.
Gives a slow nod. The Witch of Shadowdale can guide you.
Where is that?
Near a 10-day ride to the north.
Should I go there soon?
That is for you to decide, Reservin.
Okay.
Gives a nod, and then slowly fades away, and the cloud does too. And it should be noted, Gideon, since you're in the room here, you do hear Reservin talking. You do not hear any other entity. And then eventually...
Okay, so Gideon has kind of woken up from his sleep watching him talk.
Yep. And also, as you wake up, there's also no fog cloud, but the room is colder. And then as the conversation comes to a close, suddenly the room seems to raise back up to its original temperature.
I'm just sitting there watching. It was a little bit.
He was just like staring at the door. And I'll just turn to you, seeing you're awake.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Who are you talking to?
A messenger of my god.
All right. Let's hold on. Let me unpack that one.
You're not.
Because you are not one to be sarcastic with me, so I'm only going to have to take that as you literally were just talking to something. That is a messenger from your god. Yes.
Did you not see it?
Mm-mm,
It was
nope.
right there.
I mean, it was
in
a
the
little
door.
chilly in here, but I just figured the window would. It looks to me like a closed window. Like, oh, all right. Okay, hold on. Turn away for a second. Like, get up and like put on his robe. All right, you can look now. It's all right. All right. Just. Do you want to describe your friend to me? I mean, what did he look like? Was he a friend? I don't know. Let me rephrase that. This messenger. What did it look like?
I've never met them before. But they had a hood, and underneath was like the void. Bone hands. Seems nice.
One. That's a +1. What did it tell you? It didn't tell you to kill me, did it?
No, it said things are coming after me.
Well, that's not good.
It said I need to seek a witch of Shadowdale.
Shadowdale?
Do you know a witch of Shadowdale?
That would be you grew up you're from the Dalelands, so I'd say you don't need a proficiency check for this. Go ahead and make a history check.
Would be an advantage since that's where you kind of worked from. Or no?
For Shadowdale? Shadowdale, not Scardale.
Oh, gotcha. All right, okay.
No.
I got those two confused.
No, similar names. You're good.
Normally this is a Rosa sort of thing. Yeah, this is gonna be let's check with Rosa on this one because I'm blanking out with Shadowdale. I can tell you plenty about Scardale though, if we ever want to head that way. But
Is that north?
I'll be honest right now, my north and south and east west is all kind of funded up. I'd have to probably west, I'm guessing, but I'd have to look at a map.
Okay. I can ask Rosa.
She's a good go-to for that kind of thing. I don't really retain stuff. You put information in front of me, I can dictate it pretty well. Or apparently explode Inferno sheepies.
Have you ever done a play before?
There's a lot of varying questions before morning coffee. Yes, actually, I have, surprisingly enough.
Would you do one for me? Rosa said I should see one.
Oh, all right. Thank you for the explanation there. That would be a pretty depressing one-man show. I'm going to tell you that much. Why don't we find a good play done by professionals, put on with scripts and uniforms and all that, and bards playing music. We'll show you a good time.
Okay.
Or if you want me to put on a one-man show, I could do that as well. Maybe get Alize and Rosa to jump in on that.
Okay.
All right. Do you need any more sleep, or are we in the watch schedule? This has been a very adventurous night for me.
Yeah, how's my long rest going for that?
That didn't necessarily interrupt your trance. It was low effort, so you're still gonna need a little bit more of your trance in order to consider it a long rest. So, and I'll say Alize is probably gonna need a little bit more of her as well, just for breaking up with threes is a little awkward. So Alize will need a little bit more trance in order to have a full long rest. So basically, Gideon will just cap everyone else off.
You know what? It's been a night. I'm gonna stay up. Why don't you all get? Why don't you do what you do? I'm gonna go get some coffee. Probably soak in a bath for a little bit, and keep an eye out for things.
You can watch me trance if you'd like to as well.
Thank you. As an honor, my friend. I will think on it. And out of curiosity, at some point, maybe it will bring me back to it, but I think coffee has my name on it. Blanc.
Okay.
You just gonna dip out from the room at that point.
Perfect. So, as you go, get your morning coffee, that kind of thing. Where you're posting up down below as well, correct?
Yeah, there's like 5-10 minutes of the coffee, and then there's another 15 minutes of like soaking somewhere in like the bath area,
Yeah.
and then it'll probably be coming back to look through the windows and stuff. So there might be a couple blind spots, unless there's like a window there you can look out of.
Of course. So with that, let's say go ahead and make a perception check. We'll have you probably make 2 perception checks since you're breaking up like that. So.
Okay. First one is a 4. There's some good old dab rolls there. An 18.
18. So you're processing everything that happened that night, and also the messages, and also just basking in the glory of a morning cup of coffee.
Yeah, I think also while he's soaking, he takes his book out, and as he's like sipping on the coffee, he ends up sketching a little bit of like these three figures and like smoke and stuff, and ends up writing another verse based on what happened to his song.
Perfect. As you come on out, you're able to go ahead and head on downstairs. Nothing seems to have happened in the interim, but there does seem to be something off. And with the 18, you do sense that there's like a little bit, almost hear like a guard commotion heading to the opposite side of the town. Though some still seem to be in this area.
I just kind of take his coffee, kind of step outside in the front, kind of stretching a little bit, starts braiding his hair as he kind of is trying to catch up with what's going on.
Perfect. And as you make your way outside of the tavern area, you find this is toward the end of your watch, I should mention. You look down and you find two bodies.
Oh.
Both appear to be, let's see here.
So are we having our long rest, or is it not quite long?
This is the end of your long. This is the end of a long rest. It's so, you're effectively at the end of a long rest. Everyone can go ahead and hit long rest button, but everyone's technically still in their trances, if you will.
Sure. Just realizing he also doesn't have his gear on,
So.
Yeah, just kind of what kind of bodies is he looking over at? Kind of shocked at the moment.
Yeah, they're
Seems like guards or NPCs. Or not NPCs. Good fine folk of the town.
yes. So as you go ahead and look, you start to look around and see the guards move, and they're moving in motions where it becomes very evident that something is happening within the town. And the cloaked figure, I'm not just saying the cloaked figures, but these two figures specifically, they look to have been travelers, adventurers of sorts, carrying satchels. One has a dagger stabbed into their back with a note attached to it. And as you make note of that, you see four figures, two small, two medium, seem to be, the two in front that are small seem to be white and formless, kind of like going in and out, kind of ooze-like, but not necessarily. They're definitely fiend. Two in back are medium and have some rotting, missing flesh. And an imp flies behind. He says, "High moon shall be ours."
All right. Gideon, kind of like out of instinct, will turn back in to the tavern and just kind of puts his fingers in his mouth and just whistles like super loud. And he just bells out. He goes, Ash and Oath, get to your feet! Oh, which you guys probably don't recognize, but that's what he yells out as he's trying to get all of y'all's attention.
All right. So you all, at the end of your trances, you're able to hear this high-pitched whistle and commotion happening outside.
Yeah, just start running down. I'm ready.
Perfect.
And I'll yell up to Zaven to grab his glaive on his way.
Oh, I'll turn back to grab it. I'm on my way down. I'll go grab it.
Rosa was like trancing with her staff in her hands, very paranoid, probably not that relaxing. And as soon as like the whistle sounds, she goes, "I knew it! I knew it! I knew it!" And she like gets up and just runs downstairs.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So as you go, look, you see your friend Gideon as these fiends are crashing through the windows, making their way into the tavern. That's where we'll go ahead and take a break. And we'll pick up here as we have come back to a combat, and we're going to fight some fiends. It's going to be a good one, everybody. You want to stick around. And welcome back, everybody. So we're picking up with a fight as at the bottom of the tavern as Gideon has realized that fiends are coming in with 2 bodies and a message attached to one of them. So we pick up as Gideon has called out to his friends. Imps and fiends and the like are entering into the tavern, and we have his companions up top. So we'll go ahead and swap on over, get the proper combat music. Enough of this chill.
Is the guy still down here, or is he kind of safe?
He has left.
Okay.
Kurt, as he is known, is left.
Kurt has left the building. Okay.
Kurt has left the building. And with that, everyone go ahead and roll for initiative.
Oh, hello, character sheet. Six.
So,
16!
Jose got 16. Rosa, you got 6.
Yeah!
Gideon,
20.
20. And Resident,
11.
okay. All right, perfect. So with that, as you are seeing all these creatures come into the foray, you see again the white, almost putty-like figures coming down from beneath the floorboards, and 2 figures that also appear to be medium-sized, but also almost decaying, and then an imp that's currently that's hovering above. And with that, Gideon, you are up first.
Well, you all came in uninvited. As he's kind of glancing up at his buddies joining, he's like, well, perfect. I think you all are outnumbered. And he's going to yell up to Alize with a bonus action and say, all right, girl, go and take that bow out and shoot true. And I'll give you a bardic inspiration. As I will move over to this imp. 3, 4. Come up here. And he's just gonna Gideon special it and just bring a fist at him.
All right, as you go and rush on up and go ahead and make for me an attack roll.
Oh, can I do one more thing before I moved? Could he reach back and grab the dagger out of the body's back?
Yes.
As a free action?
Yeah, that's can be assumed that you grabbed that with the note and all that. So
Okay, cool. Oh, nice. I'll take that. 24.
24, that hits.
That's 5 points of Gideon fist.
Perfect. All right, that's bludgeoning damage, correct?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, just go punch it right in its cheek and just.
Glad to see you didn't explode yet.
All right. And with that, the imp is up. That's your turn, correct? You moved, bonus
Yeah.
action, perfect.
That's everything.
It's going to go ahead and with its little tail, it's going to go ahead and come on back and try and sting at you.
Yeah.
And that is going to be a 18 to hit.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And that'll be 7 points of piercing damage. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Ouch, 7?
Yep. Ooh.
On save?
Yep.
16.
Okay, you succeed, so it'll be taking half, and you'll be taking 3 points of poison damage.
Oh, well, my friend, I'm gonna punch. Just blood just straight out of his mouth. I'm at 1.
Okay.
Shoot rage.
That'd be quite fun right now.
It's gonna go ahead and kind of lumber on over here. Gonna go ahead and make a slight claw attack on you. Oh, that's probably gonna miss with a 10 to hit.
Actually, it does. Yeah, it does miss.
All right, it's gonna go ahead and you see it come right for you. You manage to dodge out of the way of the claws coming right for you, and that is gonna go ahead and be its attack. It's gonna go ahead. Next up is Alize. Reservin, you're on deck.
Help, 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 help.
Yeah. 5, 10, 25, 30. Okay, so she's gonna rush. Actually, do I have 20? Or I have 30, yeah. And she's gonna take aim at the imp as well.
Okay.
And go. And I have Bardic Inspiration, right? So that's. That's an 18 to hit. Does that.
That hits.
Okay, cool. And let's see. Let's get all my dice. It's only a d6. That's okay. Ooh, okay. 9. Wait, Bardic Inspiration only adds to the roll, right? It's
to the attack, yeah.
It's been a bit. Yeah. So that's 5 plus 4. That's 9.
9 piercing damage, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
And let's see. I'm gonna mark.
Mark's over there.
Oh, that's right. I have favored foe. When you mark it, you can increase that damage by 1d4. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's this turn. That's the following, right? If it's still.
Yeah, that's the following. It's
Okay.
basically a D4 Hunter's Mark, more or less.
Yeah. Okay. So she's gonna like do like a little like at it, and it's just her own flavor, but there's a little invisible mark that she can see
Perfect.
on that.
All right. So as you currently are able to see, you've marked the imp. It definitely, as you strike it, you hit it with the arrow, and it goes true. As it goes flying, it's stumbling back a little bit as it's hovering off the ground. It definitely seems bloodied, but it is still standing. And with that, Reservin, you're up.
Okay. So I counted it out. I got just enough to Blessings of the Raven Queen to the middle of the room, and then hustle over to the place to hand Gideon his glaive, and
Yes.
then end here.
Perfect.
So, just enough with my bonus action and movement, and then with my action, I would like to attack the imp.
Perfect. Yeah, that's right. You teleport as Blessing of the Raven Queen.
Yep,
Good.
it's a very nice ability.
Yes.
What is my bonus? Plus 5, so it would be a 19 to hit.
19 to hit on the imp. That hits. And since you are flanking and also advantage, you get sneak attack on this.
Yes, that's awesome. Can't see my die. Okay. The 11 points of piercing damage.
11 points of piercing damage as you go and strike it in its back and rip out its spine. And it goes then crumbling to the ground. That's what happens when you focus fire. So,
Gideon's both impressed and terrified of this man in front of him.
yeah. So with
This
that...
man was watching me sleep.
Yeah.
Looks at you.
couple hours
Are you
ago.
okay?
That was really amazing, but I will be. Good job imp filleting him.
Okay,
That's all I could do.
with that, Rosa, you're up.
Yeah, so she's looking anxious as she runs down the stairs, and when she sees the sight, especially like the bodies on the floor, she just kind of looks really pale. And it almost looks like she freezes for a minute, just like in the chaos. But she does notice, like, as she's like scanning the room very frantically, she notices that Gideon looks like super wounded. So she'll use her, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. So she'll move with her movement down there. And then maybe her action, she'll go over here just to like kind of take cover behind the table.
Okay.
But she'll like send out some like pink and purple like flower petal-y looking things, and it like kind of sparkles and like goes to Gideon, and that's healing word. So
I like it.
thanks. Oh, I rolled a 4, so that is you to your wisdom, I think. Yeah, so 7 back to you, actually.
Well, that is an amazing flower crown. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It feels really good.
But she's kind of like looking nervous and like ducking behind the table a little bit.
So, healing word is a bonus action. So, did you dash it? So, you still have your action.
No, I had my action to dash.
That's right, you did. All right.
It's like behind the table more.
You're right. You're right. All right. So, with that. Seeing it, you absolutely obliterate the imp. This creature is going to go ahead and just run up to you. It's going to go ahead and attack, and that is going to be a 17 to hit, Rizvan.
Yep.
Okay. That'll be 6 points of slashing damage as it just claws at you. This one's going to go ahead and move over here. Oh, I'm going to make sure that is its movement. Oh, nope. It's going to go ahead and dash, and it's going to go ahead and move that far. So with that, that is that turn. This one's going to go ahead and move on down. It's going to go ahead and then take a swipe at you, Rosa, with a modified 20. Right, that's going to be 4 points of bludgeoning damage as it comes down and... All right, with that, Gideon, you're up.
Perfect. Well, I feel like a new man. And he'll take the glaive. Thank you. Question for you, Mr. Kind Old DM, since we're still level 1 and we're multi-classing this. Right now, it's just flavor that he can like take his glaive apart. If he just wields one half of it, can he use it as like a short sword or long sword-esque, or would that be pushing it?
I would say
I'm totally fine with any answer.
I would say it's just flavor. Mechanically, it's not going to operate like a finesse weapon or anything like that.
Perfect.
So
that's fine. I guess it would be more like an accent anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He'll then. Yeah. I guess because it wouldn't be adding a modifier. Still could do better technically. You know what? He's rusty. He just hasn't been doing this for a while. He kind of clicks it together, and you see him bring the glaive down for a second and stumble. Let's try this again. And then swing it around and try and swipe once. The demon? thing in front of him? I'm not sure.
The
You said
the
it's a
fiendish
king.
thing in front of him, yeah.
Fiendish thing. 15 to hit.
That hits.
Ooh, nice. So without proficiency, make sure I find the right die. There, nice. 9 points of whatever glaive is. Slashing damage.
9.
9.
All right. As you go and you stumble for a little bit, and then suddenly you find your footing, and you go and you kind of slash, and as you do, you manage to find that you sing, go right through its head, and it stands there for a moment, and then suddenly the head slides off. And just
Yeah.
He's probably like, I could do better, and then it slides off. He's like, well, okay, alright. And then I'll 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. We'll come sliding in here and kind of, we gotcha. And we'll, Alize, you still have inspiration, right? You didn't use it? No.
Didn't use it.
Resident, very good. Try moving your foot a little bit to the outside. Give yourself a little bit more of a base, and I'll give him inspiration as well.
Alright.
Be a D6. And that's the turn.
All right. With that, Alize, you're up.
All right. So, did Rosa get hit with?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So she's going to rush up to this other thing and take her. As she's running up, she grabs her dagger and her short sword. And since I have 2-weapon fighting, she's gonna take a swipe and then another swipe as she kind of like pivots in front of Rosa.
I like it.
And let's see. I have a question. I have that backpack on. Is it an action or a bonus or is it just like a free thing if I want to like take that off for the wings?
I'll say this will be a bonus action in the middle of combat.
Okay.
To go ahead and take
Okay,
it off.
that's what I was thinking. I wanted to know the mechanics just in case. I'm not going to do it on this because I want to do the two.
I'm pretty
the
sure
two
we also
things.
talked about it beforehand, but again, that was a long time ago in a galaxy far,
Yeah,
far
I'm
away.
I needed refreshing. Okay, cool. So she's just gonna pivot in front of her, and she's gonna take her first swipe, which is that's 16 plus 6. So I'm assuming that one's probably good.
Oh, yeah,
16. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that hits.
And oh my gosh, can you please? Okay. Ooh. So that's for. Oh, yeah, that's max. That's 11. Or no, that's 10. 10. 6 plus 4 is 10. I can do math. Math.
Right. So as you take a swipe and ching, go and strike across it, you see a little slash just dig into it and just it stays there and there's no like blood echoing out. It just almost seems to be like you've just sliced into putty.
Okay. And it's still
standing.
up. Okay, cool. Did it seem like it did anything or no?
It did a lot.
Okay, cool. So she's gonna take her dagger and then follow that up
All right.
with... Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a 17 plus 6. And I don't add the modifier on this, so it's just the d6.
Correct.
And I'm saying this out loud so I know and I can learn.
Right. Yeah.
Another 5 points.
On a D4?
It's a... Nope. I can't read. I can't do math and I can't read.
Is your offhand the short sword or the dagger?
It was the dagger, so
Oh, okay.
it's a d4. D is for dagger.
No worries.
It's a 4 though, so...
Hey, there you go.
Hey!
Look, this is not the first time I've been in a campaign where someone rolled a 4 and somehow got a 5. I'm not kidding. That happened just because he accidentally rolled a d8. All right, so as you go ahead and take the dagger, you go ahead and just drive it through where the temple would be. And as you do so, you kind of see it dig in, and it kind of just slurps right on through, and then suddenly just goes and collapses on the ground. It is dead.
Yay!
Yay! And then she's going to use the rest. Let's see. So I was here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She'll stop here and just kind of be defensive with both of the dagger and the short sword.
Right. With that, Revenant, you're up.
All right. Now that his other hand is free, he'll reach in and pull his other dagger out, hold them, and go and try to make 2 good attacks on this creature.
Perfect.
Studying it as he goes, looking for the weak spots from his charts. Natural 20 on the first roll, so I guess...
Weirdly
It was
enough,
only a matter of time.
that doesn't hit. It absorbs criticals. This is Pathfinder rules now.
That's crazy.
Where immunity to critical is a thing. Yeah,
So first one ends up being for 7 points of piercing. And then the second attack, that's an 11 to hit.
that also hits.
Oh, wow. Okay. I forgot I had blessed too. I could use that, but never mind. 3 more on top of that.
3 more. Perfect. As you take the first one, just strike against its belly.
I didn't need it.
Again, just it goes, and there's a sickening stench as you slash into it. And with that, you just take the other dagger and just strike it right into its clavicle and rip on down, and go ahead and you are able to defeat it.
Rachel, I like your cup for Rosa.
R for Rosa.
R for Rosa.
I'll run over to join my friends.
All right. Rosa, you're up. Join the curb stomp.
Actually, where are the bodies that got dragged in?
So they would be near the
On this carpet?
on the carpet, yeah.
Okay. Are they like clearly dead, or can she tell?
They are clearly dead. We'll just have them out on the battlefield for imagery's sake.
Okay. Is anyone injured?
I mean, I'm 8 out of 11.
How injured are you, Resident?
I'm halfway down.
Okay. Yeah, I think since Alize took care of the one that was attacking her from behind, she just kind of like backs up again, and she'll do another healing word. A nice spring breeze hits you.
Fun.
I like this.
5.
5?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
That's my bonus action. My action, I don't know. She still seems pretty overwhelmed, to be honest. She's not going to be attacking, so.
Perfect. So with that, the other one is up as it looks around. Just and it's going to be looking, and then just seeing the one that's currently the big burly man right in front of him.
You could just give up, my friend. Okay.
And it's going to go ahead and go, and that is a natural 20.
No!
And that'll be 6 points of bludgeoning damage as it goes,
Get right to the ribs, really?
and with that, it's going to go ahead and stay there as it knows it's cornered. Gideon, you're up. You definitely have advantage. 3 people are surrounding it.
Yeah, getting kind of sidesteps here, and just kind of in a moment of like, he's usually a little more happy face and stuff, but the grunt of that last hit, and he's just kind of a little bit of a growl, and there's a little bit of like a flash of red in his eyes as he'll swing back out with the glaive. For 12 to hit.
That hits.
Ow. For another 9.
Nice.
Weirdly enough. Crazy.
All right, it is still up, but it is definitely look like that hit. Again, feels like you're cutting almost the putty type material as the hit perfectly remains. As you see one part standing up while another part is kind of drifting up, almost like the T-1000 at the end of Terminator 2. Anything else you're doing in your turn?
Is it? I'm trying to remember 2014 rules. Is it?
Yeah.
You have to have the feet to be able to do the bonus action. That
For the Polearm Master specifically,
Yeah.
you need to have the feet to do the pommel
Okay.
specifically.
that's what I was. I wasn't sure if that was just a property of the.
No,
The polearms or
the
not.
weapon property for like a glaive, I think, is like cleave anyway. So
But that's for the new
Yeah.
one, right?
that's
Yeah.
the new. Those are the new rules.
So cool.
Um,
Yeah, I think he will just hold it there and kind of say, just keep going.
all right,
Almost there.
and Alize, you're up.
Okay. I'm gonna do the 2. Yeah. Okay, another 17 plus 6. So that one's gonna hit. For 8.
Perfect. As you go and see it, you slash right across its head, and it just falls to the ground. And just in fire as all creatures in the tavern just go and collapse to dust.
Oh,
Was there anything else outside that we need to go take care of?
here's a note. I don't know. This might explain some stuff. I think it's to sit down on a chair. And to cast Cure Wounds on himself as he kind of like cauterizes his wound.
What does the note say?
Yes.
I don't know. Read it.
I know, I'm reading.
Okay. Okay.
So with that, I'm gonna save that. You all should have a note in your journals. With that,
Ooh.
it seems to be written in blood, as the words written upon it are, "Do not pursue us. More harpers will be slain," with a small symbol of a spider in the bottom right-hand corner.
Would I know what that would mean?
Which one specifically? The symbol or
Yeah.
I think we already rolled for that, didn't we? In another game?
possibly we'll re-roll again. Go ahead and make
Yeah.
a history check.
Let's all look at it. I did something. A 19. It's not a 20, but
Nice.
8.
oh.
I'm rolling really bad today.
Is this a history or a religion?
This will be a history.
20.
I will look at it, but I don't know if it is relevant to me. 6.
I remember knowing about the Harpers, but
Yes.
6.
6, 19.
20.
Oh, you said you got 20, Alize?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It's not a natural 20, but
Yeah, no worries. With that, there's something about this that you've heard before in your travels between the Fey realm and the material plane of an entity that goes by the title of the Spider. And it
All right.
has possible connections to the Zentara, but you're not necessarily sure on that front. But you know this is a symbol of the spider is usually the calling card of the spider.
how do you spell Z?
ZHEN.
Yeah.
B-A-R-I-N.
Yep.
T. Right? Is it a T or
No, you got it dead on.
I used to run the...
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you see the
Often.
word Zentarum a lot in Dragon Heist.
Yes, you do.
Oh, okay.
So,
She'll convey that.
I think at one point, if I remember correctly, there's another game where Rosa thought of the Drow Queen
Spider Queen?
And talked about that. Would this be related or
I think that was our
separate?
session 0.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
So-
actually,
was.
think of it.
Because you guys went up against a drow during the session 0.
Maybe that's
so,
what it was.
yeah.
Okay.
When she reads the note about the Harpers, I just kind of give a little gasp and I'll like run over to the bodies and like look and see if there's anything I can do or what their wounds are, if I recognize them.
Yeah, go ahead and make a medicine check on the 2 bodies.
Can I assist her?
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, nat 20.
Yay!
No assistance needed.
So,
Yeah, so
yeah,
23.
the 2 have wounds on their back, and one in the front. These appear to be dagger wounds, specifically. Nothing caused by fiends or demons. Though there is some eaten flesh and muscle caused by the fiends. These beings appear to have been expertly slain, and with that you do notice that there are necklaces with harps around their necks that seem to have been specifically almost hidden, tucked beneath their clothing.
While they're looking at this, can I step outside to see if I see anybody who might be like observing what was going on inside,
Sure.
like from the outside?
Sure, go ahead and make a perception check.
I'll use that inspiration now for this.
There you go.
Don't want to miss out on that opportunity.
And you guys have up to 10 minutes to use those ability checks too.
Yeah. So 16 total.
16. There doesn't appear to be anyone that you can see off in the distance watching in. It does seem that whatever attack was happening seems to be starting to get under control, at least a little bit.
Are there still any sounds outside? Because I didn't see that. I was
Yes,
up in the room.
there are, regarding sounds, it seems that combat is starting to slow down, or at least get a little under control.
So, like there's combat in other places in the city. I can kind of hear.
Way off in the distance.
Okay. I'll turn back in. There seems to be more fighting in the city.
Are these the Harpers that had the cure, you think?
You think they were?
Seems pretty specific to bring them here to us. Harpers were supposed to bring the cure. We were the ones that figured it out. It's the whole thing.
There was...
What people like them do.
I was trying to tell some guards there was some figure that I saw during the watch, but it was so in the distance, and I told the guards about it, and they didn't really seem too bothered by it, or not taking me seriously. I didn't really want to pursue it, mostly because I didn't see anything else after that. So I hope that I didn't cause their deaths or anything. Or maybe it was them pursuing something else. I just feel really bad.
You can't blame yourself for that. You reported it.
I did.
Though I am starting to think the three of you are a little bit of bad luck between invasions, murder mystery, and now all of this. But I have been told to trust you, so I feel like I'm getting too old for this. Well, here's another day to investigate this. We're gonna have to...
You were told?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, alright. Well...
But they were definitely expertly assassinated. This is a clear case of murder. Got the weapon. I mean, calling COD to scare off anyone that would try and do that, but that's all it is. It's someone trying to affront that because they're scared, being stopped. We've been stumbling upon the source and a cure. Things are starting to unravel quite quickly.
Resident's gonna walk over and put a hand on Rose's back.
Yeah, she looks super upset. Like, it's almost like half of what Gideon's saying isn't even like registering with her. She's just kind of like staring at the Harper bodies, just looking like very sorrowful.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll just stand beside you with his hand on your back.
Did you know them personally, Rosa?
No. But they died because we meddled. That's how this goes. You even said it would happen yesterday.
There goes the life and scale of being an adventurer. You have the ability to do something, you do it.
She just doesn't say anything.
These
Can I
Harper.
insight that?
Oh, yeah.
Specifically as Gideon, can I insight kind of that emotion that she's going through? Can he try and find it familiar or not? Let's put it that way. As guilt. Or
Sure.
if it's something else. Is that okay?
Are you gonna roll it? Yeah.
That's what I was just asking before I did it. Okay. I don't want to assume.
It'll be up to you as to whether or not he can read it, Rach.
Sure.
13.
Maybe you can see some guilt. I would say probably the emotion with a 13. I would almost say like a turmoil.
Mm.
Like a sorrowful turmoil, if that makes sense. Guilt might be in there, but there seems to be more to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like a haunting or
There's a
turmoil?
familiarity to the way she's like looking at this and the way it looks like she's almost like grieving the situation.
Yeah.
So
Like she's closer to this than what she's letting on. Though it's not personal to these two.
Yeah.
It's just- yeah. Okay.
These.
Is there any identifications on these two?
Go ahead and make a perception check or invest. Yeah. No, this would be investigation. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm bad at investigation.
I'll help him. She might see what he's doing potentially.
So advantage.
Yeah, you can do it.
Probably not gonna help me much, but 16 with that.
16.
It's pretty good.
It went from a 1 to a 16 total.
There you go. So with that, it actually does give you some stuff. So as you're currently scanning it over, you find the intentionally hidden Harper symbols. So they were trying to look more like casual adventurers and travelers. But as you're sifting through their satchels, you do see that one of them, specifically like what looks to be the male elf, in his satchel is at least one vial. The vial has a lot of residue on it, and it does seem to be intentionally emptied and kind of poured out. But as you're kind of looking at it, you do see that there is still, this might have been done hastily, because at the very bottom there is still something left of this liquid, and it doesn't look like the liquid that or anything that you saw the day prior with the imps.
I'll hold that up to you all to see.
What do we have here?
They're traveling with the cure, right?
There's a little bit left. You think they could replicate that?
They might be able to.
Alize, you're
Yeah.
good with your eyes, right? You're a
I
scholar.
hope so.
Do you see any footprints or anything at anyone of this assassin?
I might be able to take a look.
Or
I
I
just-
give you a jump up to the roof if need be.
Oh, I can get up there. Yeah, she'll take a look. She'll.
Sorry.
she's this whole time Alize's looking like, I mean, sad, loss of life, but this is like work. This is life than death. I mean, it's, you know, she's looking more sad for Rosa, and like once
Yeah,
she
that
saw
makes sense.
Rezavan comforting her, she's just like, she kind of like pats her shoulder, and then she's looking around. And I was gonna be looking around anyways.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna intentionally look.
You can still have inspiration too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely been 10 minutes. Go ahead and make a perception check. Or I should say within 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like I can do it again.
And it's a plus
D6.
what? D6. Okay. 10. That's an 18.
18. You don't really see the only tracks and like footprints that you see near the door seem to be of those that were the Harpers that were trying to make their way to the tavern and then collapsed. So as far as any other entities, as you're kind of scanning, looking on the horizon, again, you don't really see much. And again, off in the distance, you're hearing what looks to be distant battles that are winding down.
Yeah. I think it's a fair thing to potentially also look at the roof, but we should probably go help the others. There's probably more Harpers and other guards that need help and people. We can give these ones a proper burial when we come back.
I think these two hoppers were the one traveling from a different city, potentially, right?
Right.
Yeah, they were the ones that were supposed to bring us the cure.
But let's bring this with us.
Yeah, as we're talking, I'm just sort of like trying to arrange their bodies like more respectfully, so they're like not on a heap, or in a heap. And
Yeah, I'll help you with that.
But I mean, yeah, if there's anything else, I don't know. I'm not a magic, but
Still looking hurt, by the way.
Yeah.
He goes up and it burns for a second, but then it cools down. I'll cure wounds, yeah.
Oh.
You
thank you.
quite respectful what you're doing there.
By the end of the campaign, we have like a 3rd-degree burn, but it's just our healing patch.
How much?
I decided it doesn't do any scars, like pretty, but 8 points. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I'm full.
I'm sure the families will be quite appreciative.
it's the least someone can do for a situation like this.
Yeah.
Kinda, it was like a look of understanding, but he doesn't say anything quite yet.
It's like the narrow eyes.
It's not even narrow. It's like
I'm
empathetic eyes,
suspiciously
for
like,
sure.
yeah, I know. It's like, I
Bombastic
think I know what
side-eye.
you're talking about.
He's just not,
Mhm.
he's not calling it out right here or anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think Gideon will walk over to Alizé. Again, I think Gideon and Alizé have a little bit more of a clinical, we've seen this before, demeanor. So we'll wait for them to finish up what they're doing. And, did you want to see if there's any clues up on the roof or anything?
Yeah, so she'll go. So if you guys are doing that or like wrapping that up, she'll go outside and she'll just like sigh. She'll be like, all right, I'm gonna take a look. I'll take the high road. You take the low road.
Cool. I mean, let's not get too far ahead until they're ready, but yeah.
Well, no, so I would wait until they were, like, we were all ready to go. But was there anything else that Rezavan and Rosa were doing that we were waiting
I
on?
don't think so.
Okay.
Resman's just waiting for
Yeah.
Rosa. He's taking his time and watching her.
Yeah. Yeah, she almost seems to also be using it as an excuse to gather herself a little bit before she just kind of stands up. Okay, let's go.
You ready? All right. Alize is gonna go out and she's gonna take off. She's like this like little backpack. She just like wears like even if Rosa saw her in her like little trance, she just like remained in her clothes. She's gonna take that off, and there's these like huge wings that just
Blink, 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 blink.
and it's a huge wingspan too. It's probably like 12-foot wingspan, and one of them is a little like bandaged, but she's just gonna say, I'm gonna go and take the roof, and she's gonna do an acrobatics assisted with, because she can't fly at the moment,
Right.
but she'll do a gliding kind of thing and basically like and go up.
Did you guys know she had wings?
Don't worry about it.
You see Gideon, who had forgotten he's covered in blood, like taking this bucket of water at like the horse trough, and he's like just pouring it on himself to clean him out. Really like, nope, not at all. That's a surprise for me too.
Do you not have wings? I don't either.
I'll say for this, you can make a history check regarding this.
Ooh, yeah, that's fun.
Did everybody or just with proficiency?
Anybody?
17.
Okay.
11.
Well,
Okay. Rosa, you're really the only one that would have heard. You're not necessarily familiar with the name, but you've heard of legends and tales of winged elves. But these were legends and stories as far as you can tell and recall. So beyond that, you're not really sure much else.
Like, out of her traumatized shock, it seems to, like, jolt her back to, like, some sort of presence for a moment. She's like, huh? Then she, like, resumes sort of the...
Lit, what? Would any of the ASMRs in this region have wings?
Yes, a few. Generally, like Guardian ones would have some. Fallen Azamar typically have more skeletal. So, yeah, you are familiar. There are definitely entities that have winged, that definitely do have wings.
Gideon kind of like puts down like the corner of his shirt, kind of showing Revenant, like his back muscles were like it's kind of scarred over. He goes, well, I mean, there are some cousins of mine that have more skeletal type, but I don't. I wasn't one of those lucky ones, so. But I don't think she comes from the same bloodline, so that's interesting.
That's a whole other topic for a different time.
That is very true. Yeah, that gets complicated real quick.
Alize's gonna just like call down and be like, "Are we going?" And she's gonna jump the next roof with keeping pace, making sure that they're following, but having like a little bit of like extra glide to keep her.
I see why you didn't need my help. Good job.
Yeah, it's very much like the show Gargoyles for those who have seen it, where it's a lot of gliding, not necessarily true flight yet.
And her I don't know how like if like gods or like any religious icons have like what we think of as like angel wings. These are like long flight bird wings.
Yeah.
They're not angel wings. They're very much shaped for long distance high flight
like eagle wings, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
yeah. I mean, she has on more of it. She can't fully spread one of the wings, but
Many like random kids in the alleyway are like, is she freaking out? That's it. Over.
Whoa!
So, as you all are making your way to the distant battles that you hear off, go ahead and make perception checks to see if you're able to find any clues or tracks of this mysterious entity.
okay.
Oh,
Nope.
Bad roll.
21.
There you go.
10.
6. It's a bad roll.
Oh,
What's that?
wow.
Oh,
Well, hey, you know what?
rock.
You all rolled well in combat. That's where.
Yeah.
So, and so everyone, you're also like you're distracted by the fact that Alize suddenly is showing the fact that she has wings and has the capability of gliding. So there is a slight distraction. And as Alize, you are just lasered in. You're locked in here and focused on the task at hand. And as you are going, you're scanning about. And what you're able to gather is you do see that there are there's some very ever so slight give in the thatched roofs. Clearly going from a step away from the end. But even then, with that 21, you're able to tell that even with your own expertise in this area, this is a very skilled individual being able to be so light of foot.
Yeah. Yeah, she'll call down to the others, because she's probably just kind of like on the roof line edge, just doo-doo-doo. There was definitely someone up here, but I don't see any other evidence. We'll just keep going.
You know, so many years as a lawyer, I swear I should have just been a detective. Sorry, not to toot my own horn, but I've just been 3 for 3, that's all.
Right.
We used to wager things, but it's a long story, it's fine. We get really competitive between lawyers.
So, as you make your way to the courtyard where you all met but a few days ago, you see that there are definitely guards and other adventurers assisting in what looks to be a battle that's wrapping up, as there are definitely some strewn about guards and adventurers on the ground, others taking a little bit of rest. Greer is adorned in his full plate armor with bits of gold, brandishing a symbol of the platinum dragon around his neck, leaning on his sword, kind of wiping his forehead from sweat. As he looks over to you all, and goes, I was about to send some guards over to check on you all. How are things going over on the other side of High Moon?
We took care of some infernal imp things. Unfortunately, it took out 2, but we managed to keep the rest of the inn safe.
That's
2
good.
hobbits as well, to be upfront.
Well, he looks around. It seems that areas of this are being contained, so whatever attack happened here has at least been thwarted for the time being. He kind of then cleans off his sword and sheathes it.
Can Gideon... I'm playing Abram right now. Can Gideon get any sort of vibe? Does he seem surprised about the attack?
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Oh, I guess I jumped down from the roof, too.
Oh.
I'm just like off in the distance. That said this!
What did they say? What are they talking about right now?
Yelling. Yeah, she jumped down.
The guards are just like talking between us doing telephone.
Yeah.
8. That's
8. He's a very hard to read individual, very stoic and almost emotionless in the face.
Yeah.
What were they fighting? Is there any?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
looks like it was very similar of imps and the decrepit, decaying type entity, and also looks to be lemurs of sorts.
Does it look like there's anyone that has died in their area
Yes.
or are injured?
Some dying, others are injured, where it does look like some clerics are there assisting where they can. There is a section that they've an area that they kind of sectioned off for the wounded of the battle, that you see some men that are bandaged up being taken to that area.
Where do we take the the cure. There's not much left, but there's a little.
Here, let me see, if you don't mind.
I'll bring it forward. Still in my hand, but I'll kind of hold it out.
He kind of looks. He kind of takes it for a moment, examines it, looks down. Well, it's something. He hands it back. I imagine the Leaves of Learning would be able to assist with that.
Okay.
But you all have done this town a great debt in that instance, if that is indeed the cure, even though those that brought it did lose their lives.
It's unfortunate.
Unfortunately, it happens in these times. Is there anything else that you've encountered?
There were footsteps on top of the thatch on the roof, but I wasn't able to really track it past that. So there's some more light-footed expert to get away with this.
Well, and they left a note.
Oh, they did leave a note too.
So
Do you have it?
Yeah, whoever has
We
it.
don't want to show you though.
No, we left it at the end. The old guy wanted it.
Only piece the information, you know. It's
He looks at it, looks it over.
I'm an enemy of yours.
He's an agent of the Zentarum, so I guess you could say that.
Mm.
What is that?
The Zentarum. They are a direct enemies of the Harpers. Harpers fight for freedom. They fight for iron control that nobody relies on, that everyone relies effectively on them. Drug dealers, smugglers, assassins, mercenaries, of the like. Sworn enemies of the Harpers.
I mean, they sent it to us.
Like the Dark Harpers.
Sorry, we all talked at once. You can go ahead, Mike.
Are the Zentarum specifically evil? Or is it prospectively like kind of their own, like, oh, we're trying to do better with what we do? Or is it also could be like anarchist sort of thing? Or it's like less government sort of idea.
Absolutely. Definitely based upon what's being described, it sounds like they are they want it's very I gotta work on my analogies, but I was trying to compare it to like Doctor Doom, but that's comic Doctor Doom. But anyway, it's they want to basically almost, they're viewing as the controlling Faerun is a necessity for the good of everyone else. It's just that good may not be,
and it's by any means necessary.
By any means necessary. Yeah. So it's whereas the Harpers are fighting to make sure that everyone remains free and do it from the shadows.
Cool.
I mean, they dragged the bodies into the inn where we were staying.
It's more targeted feeling.
It definitely feels targeted.
I mean,
we've been the ones
covered everything so far.
Well, what makes it most curious is that if these were the ones with the cure, and they're Harpers, is how the person was able to target them as specifically as Harpers, and not only that, this letter mentions that he's going to target Harpers specifically,
which tells me they're an expert.
Well, Harpers' identities are not known.
Right. So there has to be some either leak somewhere or some intel at some point. I'm not going to pretend to know much about the Harpers or anything, but there has to be some classified information that was leaked. Some knowledge, some insight.
Possibly. Either way, looking further into this, trying to track down this entity of the spider and see what he knows and what he's after, I don't think necessarily sending Harpers into this wouldn't necessarily be the best course of action, since they can be tracked. He may know who you are, but you're not a
See where
harper.
this is going.
You, if you are more than willing,
There it is.
we would definitely looking into this and see if you could track down the spider. Figure out what his game is, figure him out. Definitely be appreciative. With the cure, everything around here, we can definitely handle these things, but the Harpers I don't think can. We'll compensate you as a reward. I imagine there'll probably be gold involved. We could probably give you a horse and carriage for your journey.
That'd be rather nice, honestly.
I mean, it says that if we go after him, then more Harpers die. So doesn't that mean we shouldn't?
Possibly.
It's also a fair assessment. But who's to say that this is also not meant just for guards in general? I mean, we can always keep an eye out, and if we find more solid evidence and leads, I don't know. There seems to be a lot of things kind of colliding and coming together. So it doesn't hurt to just keep an ear out. I don't want any further casualties. Obviously, nobody here does.
Of course. And that's why, if you do it, I recommend doing it at your pace. Take care of things that you need to. Keep an eye out. See what you can find. We'd be most appreciative if you're able to do this. And if it is referring to you and you find that, then let us know as soon as possible. We'll see what we can do to assist you in that regard. But right now, we know one thing is for certain, and that the Harpers are targets.
Right.
Okay.
Do you think you might be able to replicate this cure then? You said?
We have enough. It will take time, but we have enough that we can definitely do something with it. Those at the Leaves of Learning are a mighty scholared individuals.
Yeah, we can take it there right now if you want.
Excellent.
Kind of
Would
two
you
birds
know
with
of
one
anyone
stone.
that can use an item to scry on its owner?
The dagger, specifically? Scrying. In this town? Not likely. Though, he kind of pauses for a second, kind of taps his chin. You'll want to be going to bigger, larger settlements regarding that. For that, Asherbin Ford, toward the north, is a bigger settlement. You can definitely potentially find a mage there capable of such abilities. Scardale to the west is probably one of our bigger settlements. I'm familiar. I believe there's a mage in Shadowdale that could potentially also assist with you in that regard. I forget her name though. I know her as the Witch of Shadowdale, but beyond that, I'm nothing else.
His eyes kind of flicker under the horizon.
Yeah, Resident blink, blink, blink.
Alex is just thinking.
Shadowdale sounds interesting.
Yes.
P.S. Oh, sorry.
I just said yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't say. Where was Amethyst? What city did she say she was going to? Because I said she's going to a city. I did not write
No,
what
you're
city.
fine. I'm pulling up
which
the
is
map.
silly.
I'm pulling up the map now. You're good.
Thank
There's
you.
so many post conversations with Lit where it's like, oh yeah, what city did I say? What did we agree on this yet?
Yeah. So it would have been
Over?
it would have been toward the south. Would have been like about like Archon Bridge, basically toward the south.
Okay.
And that's one of the things he just said.
No. He said
No, it's not. Okay.
Ashabenford, which is very close. And so you're good. So yeah, you're good.
Okay, that makes sense.
Would we maybe be able to get a IOU note saying that you and your town would be able to pay for any scrying? I doubt our part of here, being as new as it is, would be able to afford such magics.
I'll bring that up to his lordship, but with everything all considered, might be able to pull that off. I definitely don't see any harm in that, or at least potentially paying for half.
I've found in my experience when you find the owner of the metal weapon, it usually increases the odds of convicting them and finding them much easier.
It is helpful. But we might be able to snag that carriage.
That's one
To
I
get
can
some-
definitely take care of without issue. So just let me know when you're leaving. I'd say probably give me at least until tomorrow morning so that way I can organize it. And it is yours to take on your whichever direction you go.
Yeah. We want to try to get this cure and get some of these threads tied up.
He gives a nod, saying, "Well, in that case, I don't want to keep you. I'm going to see what I can do here.
I'm
You have been
eager
more
to
than
get that over.
Oh, sorry. I keep the timing's so bad. I don't know why I keep missing. I keep thinking people are done talking. Keep going.
You're good. You're good."
They used to mess up this cadence, yeah.
He looks at. I'm going to go ahead and take care of everything here. Again, I'll have if you decide to leave, whenever, come find me, and I'll make sure that the carts are taken care of. Just give me at least until tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Thank you.
With that, he gives a nod and then goes ahead and goes on to his way, tending to his guards.
For clarification, is
Yes.
it morning now because we're at the end of our long rest, or is it like the
Yeah.
next few hours, or like the next day?
It is. He's saying next day. He needs to get a day to get the
Okay.
paperwork
We have a
together.
full day ahead of time.
Yeah.
Okay.
He needs to
Just trying to picture the time period he means.
No, you're good. Yeah, he just needs get the paperwork and all that fun stuff together.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, and I popped a rib with that imp. It's going to take me a good day to get my walking, muscles back in flow. I don't spring back like you young chickens do after a fight. You can hear my knees popping. I'm just saying.
I'll ask, is there somewhere in town I can get equipment to make medicine?
I believe there might be an herbalist. Definitely within town. Probably
you
more
have to leave
toward
Florida?
the shopping district. So if you actually not too far from here, I believe if you there should be an herbalist with a simple sign denoting it.
Resident,
Thank you.
I have one too, if you want to use mine.
Thank
I
you.
would be willing to maybe upfront maybe half of that, money to help us, with supplies.
I'm already going to be potentially with crafting and with scrying. That's going to be a big chunk of change, and getting you a horse and cart.
It's fine. We'll manage and do with what we have.
All right, I got scrapped. Just letting y'all know.
Can we get over there, like, quick? Just in case. I just want to get this to them.
Yes. I
Yeah.
want to go there.
Let's get over there.
So you all head on over to Leaves of Learning?
Yeah.
Perfect. As you go ahead and do so, being led by Rosa, you see one of the half-elf women adorned in fine, simple white robes with some slight blue around it. with an all-seeing eye at the very end of like the tapestries. They come up to you. Welcome to the Leaves of Learning. Gives you a slight nod, Rosa. How may I be of assistance?
He's a cure. Look, sort of.
It was an attack on some visiting hoppers that were arriving with the fuel, and luckily there's a little bit left in this vial that we're hoping you would be able to duplicate, populate for the city.
She gives a nod, opens up her palm to be handed the cure.
We were directed here by General Greer.
No doubt. As far it's sad to hear that those hoppers' lives were slain. Unfortunately, it does come with the territory of being a hopper. But with that, she looks at the vial. No doubt, those within our ranks will be able to take a look at this, and while it may not be immediate, maybe a 10-day, we'll be able to get this at least starting to be produced. No doubt your assistance, and this is very well, will be documented within our halls. And with that, she then puts out her hand and gives each of you 5 gold pieces.
Wow! We're rich!
That's our first gold that we've gotten in this, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, because I usually highlight gold, and I haven't highlighted anything yet, so...
That's why Gideon is trying to weasel anything out of Greer.
People, place, things,
Because then
money!
we'll just take it and kind of look at it curiously and then put it in his pocket.
He's like, what is this?
This is shiny.
Alright. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate you working on this post-haste.
She gives a nod.
Well,
Alright.
as a day for any travels I had. Cures here. You want to go shopping? Is there anything else you all wanted to tackle?
No.
As we leave, like not in front of this lady who just
Yeah.
gave us the gold, but I'm going to look to you all and pull out the 5 gold pieces. And is this a lot or a little?
Kind of
It's
a
a fair
little.
amount. It can
It's
go
like-
a decent way.
It's like enough to get you food and staying somewhere for what, a couple weeks.
Is
But it's
this
very little when you want something magical.
Yeah.
is this something that would be helpful, or like finding a crumpled piece of paper to write on the ground?
Wait, say that again.
What? Can't go again.
Is this amount something that would be helpful to somebody, or is it so small it is like
Like insulting.
It's definitely helpful.
Or-
We'll find it.
just a small portion of something that would be helpful?
It depends on what the person would need.
Yeah.
So if you're wanting to help someone who doesn't have food or a place to stay, that would be a lot of money to give someone to help them. If
Or even
How
most
much?
people that live in a town. I mean, that's could be a week's worth, month's worth of pay that gets them by. But
yeah,
you give that to someone
How-
like General Greer, it might not really be much of change to him.
How much food would this buy?
Depends on where you're going, and depends on what store you're
Rations or
buying from. Yeah, rations you can buy a fair amount. If you're trying to go to some really nice place with food that's prepared more excellently and with higher, fancier ingredients, and yeah. But for the common general, I think what you're asking, this can buy a good amount of food for a lot of people, or a good amount for a family or individual.
do you have a specific thing you're thinking about? Maybe
Yes.
that would help you. And okay, why don't you say that? That might help you.
I am going to give it to Tim's family.
Tim? Who's Tim?
The
Is it the-
little boy that I spoke to who was sick.
Oh, that's right.
That would go a long way for
Yeah.
them. Yes.
Well, I was saying for someone living in the town, it would go quite a long way.
Yeah.
He needs it more than I do.
I swear Gideon's insight is way higher than his sheet says, because I picked up on that real quickly.
Sometimes it's true.
And
Rosa
then-
just adds her 5 into the and puts it in his hand.
She's like, just give him mine too.
All right. Well, I appreciate your sentience there. Sentiments. I mean,
Sentiments.
I'm getting words wrong yet again.
It works
Just
for his
remember-
intelligence.
Yeah. No, sentiments sounds about right. I like how it rolls off the tongue.
That's the right word. Sentiment.
Sentiments? No, sentiments is mints on the
No.
tongue.
That's right.
No, in my head, I'm spelling it differently. It's like M-I-N-T-S. Sentiment. It just sounds cool in my head. It's,
Sweet lords above.
again, neurodivergent. There's a lot of lawyers actually say this. But anyways, I'll appreciate that. Just keep in mind, I mean, you are looking for medicine supplies and traveling 10 days to another city. Love what you're doing. I think 10 is actually very appropriate. We could probably get by on the other 10, and I can kick in some of my personal reserve to get you guys
Nice.
there.
Money already too, so
Good.
it's okay.
Just
Yeah.
keep in mind, putting other people first is fantastic, and I am 100% supportive of it. But just remember, you have to take care of yourself first, or you can't take care of other people.
My people say that if you help others, someone will help you when you need it.
That is true. That's called paying it forward.
But what if you're not in a position to be able to help people because you didn't prepare or plan for it?
I mean, maybe just a lot of people died, and maybe being nice would really help right
Yo,
now.
I
I really feel like that might really help right now.
This will be another time for lessons. Hey, you lovely, lovely.
I cannot
sentient.
handle that
Yep.
conversation.
All right, Rezavan, would you feel better about buying some food and bringing that directly to the family and then giving them the rest of the money that they can use for themselves? Or that might help because they probably didn't really have the means to travel themselves. So we could always spend today gathering supplies for them and bringing it to them, delivering it. That might be a good boost of kindness for them. So they don't have to really, leave Tim or split up the family.
It might be better if they just do it to whatever they need, like doctors for him or anything.
Yeah. We can bring a little bit of food, though. 1 gold piece goes a long way, even.
This is much more constipated than I thought it would be.
I think the word you're actually looking for
I actually
is...
do think that is an applicable word.
I mean, it works.
Look, Alize, Resident, why don't you do that? Rosa, would you mind accompanying me to do a quick favor? I'd like to go visit a temple real quick, and maybe we can all meet back up at the end afterwards, or whoever you want to meet up.
After I visit Tim and his mom, I'm going to bury those bodies.
moment, I'll meet you there.
Yeah, I'll help too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'll turn.
come with you.
Start going towards Tim's house.
I'll follow Resvin. I'll get my wings back in my little backpack, tie that up over.
Stop.
Yeah, there's a system. I've actually thought about this. There's really long strings, and she'll pull them, and so she then ties them up in like very specific knots, and so it's a quick release, but it stays. Put a lot of stupid thought into this freaking bag.
I like
Yeah,
it.
Gideon sits there and watches for a good minute this process before turning around and leaving.
She actually looks pretty practiced at it too. So. All right, hitting the road.
All right, so Gideon and Rosa are going to the temple. Alize and Zaven are going to to Tim's. Gideon and Rosa, luckily you're largely already in the temple district, so it's not going to be a far walk for you. But we'll jump to Alize and Zaven real quick, and then we'll come back to you guys. So Alize and Zaven, as you're going through the town, again, people seem to be loosely starting to put themselves back together, trying to get into some semblance of normalcy for today, given everything that's gone down. You are able to find Tim's house, so you see that it seems to be largely untouched. I'm on the verge of sneezing, so if I have to mute real quick, that's why. But
It's just really choking you up.
no, that's why I was fighting a sneeze. But anyway, you gotta love allergies. With that, as you go, the town, the house is largely untouched. Seems that not a lot of fighting made it to this area.
I will go up to the door and knock on it.
As you do so, there's a slight pause. Door kind of opens slightly. You look and you see the mom there. Oh, it's you all. She opens it up further and looks. Hey, is everything all right out there?
It is now. We just did a small part, but General Greer was taking care. We just wanted to stop by and checking in on you.
This is my friend Alize.
Oh, I'm Alize. Nice to meet you.
Oh, it's perfectly fine to me. Very, but pleased to meet you. Tim is doing all right. No better than yesterday, but no worse. So that's an improvement in and of itself.
I wanted to bring you this, and I'll hand the 10 gold to her.
Oh my God! I can't take this. This is too much. I can't take this amount.
It's all right.
Use it to help you yourself.
Did anyone follow you
Tim?
here? Does anyone know that you have it?
No. We came here first.
She is.
But use it to help Tim and yourself, and you can use any extra to help others who may need it.
Of course. She looks around and she sees what looks to be a box with a hinge on it. She takes it, opens it up, throws it in, and then and hides it. I will do what I can with that. Thank you. Your generosity won't be forgotten. Why?
We need to help each other. There is a possible cure that is being worked on as well at the Leaves of Learning.
You might want to check on them in about a 10 a day and let them know.
Oh, thank Timora. Man, thank you all. Yes, so I don't know how to thank you enough. I guess do what you can to help others around, I guess, is the way of showing thanks.
Yeah.
Yes. Look out for your friends and neighbors.
I'll do what I can. Thank you.
I hope you're...
I mean, can I have a drink or food or something?
No, we do have a little bit of business to attend to, but it's all right. I just stay inside for a little bit longer. and just kind of keep an eye out. Things have cleared up, but you never know.
Of course. Well, thank you again. I don't know how to. I don't know how I'll be able to thank you further, but thank you.
Of course. Get that wee lad back up into health.
Do what I can, especially with this news of this cure.
It is promising.
She gives a slight nod. So, I guess I do best not keep you from your things.
Yeah. Good to meet you. Blessings upon you. We're heading out tomorrow, so we're probably not going to be able to see you around, but maybe we can send some correspondence wherever town we land in and just maybe hear back from you if you're able to write back or anything if you have time.
Oh, of course, absolutely. You know where we are. We'll do what we can.
Yeah.
Yes. Good high noon and high moon. And he'll give like a nod of departure.
She's a slight. Little
Allison kind of looks at him too. Okay.
Perfect. So, as you go to take care of the Harpers, we jump back to Gideon and Rosa as you're making your way to the temple. Which temple specifically you're heading to?
That is a great question. I thought I read that down. What would be the god of like clerics of light and like redemption?
Yeah, that would definitely be Palor, known as the
That's what it was.
the Morning Lord.
There a Palor temple here?
Let's see. Taking a look at my notes here.
Just kind of looking around.
There's definitely what looks not necessarily what looks to be a temple, but definitely a shrine dedicated to Palor, and there is what looks to be a cleric. This one is seen to be more adorned in like a breastplate armor, definitely more armored up with a symbol of looks to be a giant sun on his chest extending outward. Looks to be an orc standing there.
Before I walk up to it, just kind of like seeing it, and then I'll go over to Rosa. Do you bind yourself to any gods or have any particulars that you're close to?
I mean, my dad is a cleric of Selene, so I don't necessarily like actively worship, but an admirer, I guess.
Okay. Is there a Selene shrine? Selene?
Not necessarily. There's actually one almost on the opposite end of the courtyard.
Gideon's just gonna kind of quietly walk. I think he'll go over to the saloon one, kind of quietly stand for a little bit, and he'll take a gold and put it in like the kind of prayer token like spot, and then he'll eventually walk over to the paler one, and we'll go to like kneel down, and he just kind of quietly prays for a bit. It's like even probably awkward for Roses. It's like Roses like been asked to come along for this, but not saying much. But he ends up writing down like a stanza of a song. And he kind of quietly puts it in the token box as well, like a tear in his eye.
I'll say that during that, like, she avoids the Selene shrine. She doesn't really look at it. But she does seem to, like, she doesn't seem to mind that he's taking forever. Because it seems like she kind of needs the quiet for a minute. So she's kind of just breathing and
kind of wait for like a moment where she seems to finally calm down a bit. I know I asked you all this before, and I've kind of been able to clock Alizé and Resvin's reason a little bit more, but why are you on this journey? You seem both determined to be on it and hesitant at the same time.
I mean, I don't even know if I'm on it at all. I mean, you all seem to jump into this new thing. I don't know if I even want to do that. I mean, all I want is to solve the problems that I have in front of me, like with my village and a couple other things. I don't know.
Well, I don't really feel like I'm in on this either. Even though slowly I feel like things are starting to point me towards it. And I might not have a say as much. Would you
What do you
want...
mean?
I had my own reasons for not wanting to adventure. I used to be part of a group before. I think I might have let it slip this morning, the Ashen Oath.
I did hear that. That was your group name?
Yeah. I haven't mentioned them in a long time. And you three are endearingly remind me a lot of them.
They're dead?
Especially you. And yeah, they're dead.
Sorry.
I wanted to kind of get a chance to understand why you're doing this, but I didn't know if that was something personal to you or if something you wanted to talk to the group with. But I wanted to give you a chance just to have someone have your ear without having to really be too vulnerable.
I don't really know what to do, to be honest. I don't know if I should stay here or if I should... Amethyst told me that I should help people while I wait around for news. I found out a couple of days ago when we came into town that my parents are missing. And it was one of those things where I knew it was probably going to happen at some point, but I hoped it wouldn't. So I don't know what to do. And today's just a repeat of a nightmare I try to forget.
I know nightmares. They haunt you. Take their claws in you, won't let go. Over and over again. Till you feel hopeless. Useless. Or you're not useless or hopeless, though you've done so much already.
I don't
Is
know
it
if
your
it's...
job to be a shepherd and to protect your town?
I don't know if it's about if I'm capable or if it's about if I feel helpless or not. It's about if I can even take it. I'm not built for this.
I saw you freeze up there when we first started fighting.
Adventuring comes with pain. I just don't know if I have the heart for it, to bear it. I couldn't before. I don't know why I would now, or ever.
You don't understand how much I actually relate to that statement. I'll kind of open up the robe a little bit and you see the scar on his chest. I literally had my heart ripped out last time I mentioned, both figurative and literal.
Wait, how are you alive? Joseph jolted from the emotions of her, like, medical
question,
curiosity.
I don't know. But all I can think of is love and hope and heart. Something made me stay here. Wanted me to stay here. And take the pain of being alone with that. Even though I've... Anyway. You're a lot stronger than you think you are. Not because of what you're made of, but because of what you're fighting for. If it's your family, or even if it's to protect others, you'd be surprised how much that drives you to go on. Sound like a hypocrite. I've spent quite some time hiding away, not doing anything, thinking I've been protecting other people from myself. But the three of you all reminded me that there are a lot of people out here suffering. I have a nightmare that's always the same. But last night, it was different. The thing that haunts me told me to trust in you guys. So, if you want help looking for your parents, I'm willing to come help. Or to complete whatever. But if you want to go home, if you don't think you can do it, I mean, I can do it for you.
I mean, if I went home, there would just be nothing. I mean, there's no one to take care of because they're all gone too.
Honestly, if you didn't come along, I'd already be dead. I guarantee you the three of us wouldn't make it far. I don't think I would have survived that fight this morning without you.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. There's not a lot of healing.
That's really smart.
I'm really smart.
Yeah, you read well, apparently, too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I like to read, yeah. And study stuff.
I just like when people tell me the stuff, and then I can convince people that I know better than them.
Yeah, you're good at that, too.
Thanks.
I mean, when it comes to my village and my parents, a lot of this is waiting for Amethyst to bring me back news. So I guess my options are sit here in anxiety, or, I mean, maybe, I guess, help you guys if you're really, really determined to go after this guy, which I do not get why. I mean, I get why. We have all the adventuring reasons, but I don't.
What if this fighter killed another parents that were out there? Some other shepherd we could stop. Don't you want to do that?
I mean, people save people all the time, but a lot of times it also makes things more complicated. It's a cycle that never ends. So, I don't like being in it in the first place. That's my problem.
You and I have a strangely similar path.
Yeah, I feel like everything you're saying is like usually like my thought process, so it's interesting.
The difference is you're not the one hurting people. But I am. If I'm going to come along with you guys, you need to understand when I told you I don't have control of my powers, I don't. And the more I get back into this, the more it's going to be harder and harder to maintain that control. I really don't want to hurt you all. So when you say you don't want to be in it, I get that. I really don't want to be in it either.
If I journey with you guys, there will be hurt in its own way because I'm here. So, I guess we both just take that as it comes.
It's worth saving your family, then. I'm okay with that. If it's to help Rev find his purpose, he has a kind, innocent heart, and I think he is made to do wonderful things for people.
He's probably the sweetest person I've ever met.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
And Alize feels like she could just be a villain if she, not, if you don't take care of that.
No, she's I'm pretty sure. No. Pretty sure she's a legendary, being.
Like a leprechaun?
Kinda.
Wow. All right.
I have questions. Yeah, I can see why you have the occupation you have. I don't even understand how you managed to convince me to do this.
She just looks at you.
You trailed off real quick, though. Convinced what?
Oh, she said, I don't know how you convinced me to, do this, come with you guys. And she just looks at you like...
I don't know how I convinced myself to come with y'all, so...
Okay. Alright.
Just, take it one foot at a time. And he kind of looks up at the paler statue. This is the reason why I began to adventure in the first place. And a friend of mine, kind of similar to you, he ended up becoming a cleric of Palin.
Clerics are cool. Hardcore.
She's actually the one that took my heart. Made this way. He stands up and starts walking away.
Okay.
We'll leave that story for later. You can find out about that if you keep on adventuring with me.
Oh, wow. Okay, like a unfolding story arc.
Yeah, maybe on next episode or something.
The meta jokes never stop.
It works for Rosa because she's a nerd, and I'm sure she's done dissecting.
Like dangling the
her own
carrot. Like,
perspective.
Like, wait, no, you have to let me know. Wait a second.
Yay!
Perfect.
what do you mean I can't read the next Hunger Games book?
Perfect.
3
So,
a.m.
as you all make your way collectively, heading to the same area of the area to basically bury the remains of the Harpers. Is there any specific last rites that Revenant does, or anything you all do?
Forever hold your peace.
I mean, is there any form of knowing their names on them?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. So he will. I mean, it's going to take a long time because he's not very strong to dig a grave. but
Me
he'll
neither.
work
I
on it.
haven't
We help him. Yeah,
I
we
was gonna
definitely
say.
help him.
Yeah.
Okay.
But once the graves are dug, he will lie them to rest in, like, make sure they are properly buried in every way.
Mhm.
And yes, he will do his best to recreate what his group would do in burial rituals and leave flowers on a unmarked gravestone.
Mhm.
And yeah, just make sure it looks as perfect and pristine as possible.
I'd say go ahead and make a religion check to see how well you're able to recall all this and how it's laid out.
Aw.
I want to put some little dried forget-me-nots that Alize has in her bag.
Perfect.
Glad I rolled well, because 15 minus 1 for a 14.
You're able to recall decently well the various rituals of your family, having done them so many times. They look about as good as you could possibly make them. After having dug these, this probably would have taken a little bit, even with assistance. This would have taken a decent amount of the day, digging 6 feet down specifically. But even then, as you lay them to rest, practicing all of your family rituals, you look off into the distance, having a faint idea of what's going to come next. And that's what we'll pick up next session.
Yay! We did it!
Perfect. And go ahead and level up, everybody.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Objection.
We'll go ahead and do level ups real quick, and then we'll wrap everything up.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Level 2.
We'll go ahead and start with D, and we'll just work the rounds.
Okay, manage.
Yep, and as a reminder of my house rule, if you roll a 1, you can re-roll it.
Yeah.
Because rolling a
yes.
1 when you level up sucks.
It's the worst.
Who? Okay, and then HP. Oh, it's a D10.
Yep.
Cool. That's nice.
That was very nice.
Ooh, a 9.
Hey!
I'll
I
take
swear, I think
that.
you don't roll 2. That would be so sad.
Oh, yeah.
So it says rolled HP, it says 10, and then I just put a 9, so now
Yep.
it's 19, and that just figures it out, yes? Yeah.
You got it. All right.
Yeah, underneath it says hit point bonuses. That'll be what's calculated in.
Yep. And with that, Gideon.
Yeah, so definitely going barbarian, as he needs to get his rage on. I rolled an actual 12 on that, which is nuts.
That's
Whoa!
awesome.
Opposite of some other characters I've been doing. So it's
A barbarian. This has been a combo I've been wanting to see happen in any one of my games for the
I'm so
longest
excited.
time.
It's gonna be amazing.
All right. And Rosa.
Yep, I'm going bard, which means I get
my official circle of stars
You mean Druid?
thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
did I say bard?
Yeah.
you did. My bad. I was like, so excited.
Oh wow, we could have
Yeah,
had
I'm gonna be a bard too. I know. Okay, yeah, druid. My bad.
I mean, I was ready. I was ready for it, but
What? Yeah, no. Yeah. Yeah. Druid. I get circle of stars,
Mhm.
and I get my world shape. So big level. I'm
Nice.
excited.
yeah, this is gonna be huge.
Can you imagine that? Forget Barbarian, Bard Druid.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Gonna copy Gideon.
honestly, Bard Druid is a combo that's also just pretty sick, pretty thematic too.
Oh,
Yeah.
my AC is finally a good AC.
I rolled a 1, re-rolled to
Yep.
roll a 3.
Hey, there you go.
On fire.
All right,
That's very
and
narrative.
then lastly,
It is.
Rezavan.
The fates have decided that it would be rogue tonight.
All right. Well, hey, you
So-
get your
Yeah.
cunning action, so
I do.
Yeah, it's
I do.
exciting.
you can actually start feeling like a rogue.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. 5.
Hey, there you go.
Nice.
All right, well, we got a decent spread. Some on the high end, some toward the medium. So a good spread of
13 hit points at level
13
points.
What do you
Bad.
Oh man, Rosa's definitely going to be hanging out in the back. Well,
Great.
either way, thank you all so much for
That
joining us
cancer
tonight.
is-
It was a great time, great being back. Catch you all next time. It's going to be great. Hey there. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, then consider subscribing to be notified when more go live. Thank you to our official artists, Rachel and Dee Lee, for the character art. You can follow them under their socials, Pip400art and Raphaziel, respectively. If you want more D&D actual plays in between Revenants Wake, consider checking out games run by Mark and Mike on Twitch and YouTube under Marquee Gaming and Bardic Dice. And as always, thank you for the royalty-free music done by Kevin MacLeod, Ivan Dutch, Critical Role, and the Dungeon Playlist. Links to everything in the description below. And with that, we'll see you all next time.